Hey everyone, it's Teddy, aka James Kazal on MTGO, coming at you with some Grixis Control in the Legacy format. And I finally got my hands on a Barrowgoyf, so I'll be running that today. It was a very hard card to get a hold of because they only released it in one of the commander decks and not in treasure chests, but it turned out to be a very Legacy playable card at 2 and 1 black, very castable. Tarmogoyf stats, so star/1+star. Power and toughness equal to all card types and all graveyards. So it gets big pretty quickly, especially with a Kindred spell in the format with Kozilek's Command and Death Touch Lifelink. Amazing stats. And then when it connects, you mill that many number of cards, and then you can get a creature card from among the cards milled. So yeah, good stuff. Anything else weird about this list? I don't think so. 3 Thoughtseize main, just coming at the new meta, trying to gather information. Toxic Deluge in the sideboard's kind of cool. I haven't played a sweeper for a long time, but people have been talking about it in the comments section, and I thought it was as good a time as any to just give it a shot, because I do miss the card. It just kind of like popped up, and I said, why not? Okay, cool. Let's get in there. Just wanted to hop back and quickly say, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and please consider checking out the Patreon if that interests you. We're almost to our first pledge goal, like right underneath, in fact, and yeah, it would be, I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, here we go for the first match. Bit of a weird hand here. We have 5 lands and a Force of Will ready to go. We're on the draw against an opponent who mulliganed. I think it's a weird keep. Urza's Workshop. Definitely happy to have a Force of Will in this situation. Or maybe not so much anymore. Vexing Bauble. It might make some of their mana hard to do as well, though. Karn is a pretty popular payoff. Let's ponder. Looks like a shuffle to me. Got some pressure. Or if they decide they have to lose their Vexing Bauble to power out some more artifact mana. Manifold Key and a pass. Alright. Snapcaster Mage. Play Strix. Cling to Dust. Basalt Monolith. So they have like tons of mana, nothing to do with it. We definitely did not want that land. Start clocking. Thoughtseize won't do us any good here. Let's surveil. Hold up Lightning Bolt. Be ready for a Karn, I guess. Okay. Can bolt that. Been that for sure. Cling that Delta. Get it. No difference in our hand whatsoever. Another Force. Man, we're 1 turn away from hardcasting this stuff. What if I can hit Kolaghan's Command? Huh. I can't imagine Thoughtseize is going to be any good. I think their hand is probably like Lotus Petal or something like that. Or just a land. Okay, well. If we can dodge 1 turn, we can start hardcasting Force. And we have flash threats for if they ever miss a top deck. Okay. Waterlog Teachings is also pretty nice. can live with that one. Pretty sure they still have a Ancient Tomb in hand, right? Nothing like increasing your clock, too. Certainly not a fast clock, but I feel like we're getting there. Let's shuffle that. It's better. We need the Barrowgoyf. All 4 forces before we're even halfway through the deck. That is bizarre. They don't block. That's strange. But maybe they're not feeling the heat just yet. I guess it doesn't really make too much of a difference if they block later. And they're hitting all of their bombs now. Just want one turn of reprieve so I can draw with Cling to Dust. Please. I only have 1 force left and you have like 10 more payoffs. Or 9. Three Forges, 3 Karns, 3 One Rings. I call this deck Karn Forge Ring. Okay, I was like, not again. Not again. Okay, that should speed things up. Not wild about that draw. Still no block. They have an Ancient Tomb in hand. This should do the trick. Unless they have a non-spell way to turn 1 card into 2. And both of those cards are bangers. Man, really putting me to the test here. If I didn't defy math by getting all 4 of my forces, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like, they missed a payoff for the first, like, 4 turns. So I guess it would make sense that they just come flooding in droves after that. But still, like, you'd think you'd find, like, at least 1 land in there. So that was way closer than it needed to be, I'm afraid. Consigned Memory is really good. All their payoffs are colorless spells. Meltdown is also pretty good, even though most of their artifacts are either 2 or more mana, like Grim Monolith. Although wiping up all the keys is pretty nice. And also if they're playing Urza's Saga with constructs. Blood Moon might be okay. Maybe on the play. Opposition Agent is good. Infernal Reckoning is interesting. It can hit a Saga construct and Glaring Fleshraker. So I guess that makes it a little better than Lightning Bolt. Only a little bit though, because bolting your opponent's a good way to end things. I like surgical extraction too. Sometimes, like, if you remove Karn from their deck, they don't have a win con. And if you're able to keep Fleshraker under control, which is what our deck is really good at. To that end, I think Strix and Edict can go. Probably Barrowgoyf. Oh, it will be big. It's a big threat that hits, but doesn't fly. And it's not blue, so I'd rather have Murktide Regent in that role. Or Psychic Frog. Then Cling to Dust is not very impactful. Cut 2 of those. And it probably should be in Surgical. I mean, Infernal Reckoning. It's not very versatile. And we'd rather not spend 1-for-1 removal on constructs. Even if it is gaining us a lot of life. I like this hand a lot because it's going to be pretty common play pattern for them to just lead on Vexing Bauble. So if they do that and then I Thought Seize, especially after they mulligan on the play, we might be able to set something up here. Saga. It's looking good for a meltdown. We're going to have a massive meltdown. It's a lot of ponders. Take your ring. And don't Thought Seize bug. City of Traders. Excuse me. Surgical Extraction. Let's ponder first. Okay, Force of Will is pretty nice. Although, are they going to just get a Vexing Bauble off their Saga? Probably. Extracting rings isn't that amazing either. Well, they'd have to use Karn to get one. It is kind of the one I'm worried about. And also give me information. Land number 3 is also not bad. I'd rather have Meltdown though. Or do I just bolt this construct and then the next one's not too much of a concern? If they want to play another Saga, they'd have to lose their city, which is not great for them. And if I ask them to get a Vexing Bauble, they won't have a key, which makes Monolith bad. So I'm going to take this Force. I'm going to bolt the construct, and on their draw step I'm going to extract the One Ring. Mystic Forge is the version of card advantage that's a lot harder to interact with. That much is true. But it's also a more fallible version. The top of their deck needs to run really hot for it to work. Actually, I'm not going to bolt the construct until they tap out for the second one. I'd like some information, please. Oh my god. Well, that's criminal. I wonder if they just drew that. I hope they're not streaming right now. Or my honor could be called into question. Kozilek's Command, that card is scary. They're just floating. What does that mean? Bolt that construct. They did get Bauble. There's Workshop. Are they going to command? They can scry 4, it's not nothing. But they're pretty light on mana here. Unless they make 4 spawns, which they'll probably do. Yeah. 4 bottom. But they seem to have found something. It's Fleshraker. Could be worse. Because now they're left with very little mana. They can't even recast this if I bounce it. There are usually better things to bounce, though. I don't like that this generates mana, though. Consigned Memory is nice. Even if they draw a key, though, it's like... Yeah. I think I'm going to bounce Fleshraker. Try and make things difficult for them. Wow. Good draw. I'll probably have to cast Consign to Memory on Chapter 2. Although they do have to draw a mana source to make constructs because they don't have Metalcraft right now. Let's just see. Okay, there's Meltdown and Kolaghan's Command. So maybe I'm less concerned with Saga. Go like that. Bolt here. Hold up Consign. Plan to melt for 2 in 2 turns. Okay. Well then it's more likely we'll cast Brazen Borrower. I'm sure they'll get Manifold Key here. I don't have enough mana to melt this down. Probably should have replicated, actually. Or I could have maybe even Kolaghan's Command. I don't know. Get the GGs. Yeah, I guess it would take a little too much time to rebuild when you have to contend with the 3 power of Brazen Borrower as well. It's not going to let me GGs. Here we go for match 2. It's a classic hand where you need Ponder to find lands. And if it doesn't, well then maybe Brainstorm can do it. If you're lucky. Because if you're not, you'll get Brainstorm locked. And you will die. Well, things are getting interesting. Off a basic island. That's interesting. What could that mean? I mean, there's a lot of popular blue-black tempo decks right now. It could be one of those. We're about to find out. Could be High Tide for all I know. Okay, it does look like Riscaminator. Entomb is like the odd card out here, so I'd probably just take that. And then I'll Brainstorm and try to get them to daze, I think. Do I take Entomb? Or do I take Brainstorm? They have 2 Brainstorms. I want to try and blank these dazes, but I'll bait one out if it slows down their mana. Yeah, take the unique card. Cast Brainstorm. Hopefully they'll daze. They don't. And this is bad. Yep, pretty bad. Obstructionist does not care about daze, but I also just need to find a land. Alright, we gotta protect Brainstorm, and we'll probably pitch Narset, and then we'll see if they'll daze Snapcaster Mage, and if not, we can just start attacking for 2. Or they can just have Psychic Frog. I'm a little short of bolting it twice for the win. Will it ever be in range? I feel like maybe not. Protecting Narset's going to be really difficult. But then again, maybe Force of Will is just not good enough anymore. I'm going to go like that. Well, that's interesting. They did kind of extend into this when they were already ahead. I was half expecting that to start some kind of fight. I'm kind of surprised it didn't. Doesn't have flying. Gotta start wearing their hand down somehow. Discarding Brainstorm. Interesting. Do they still have those dazes? Bullet your frog. Entomb. A good as time as any to do that, I suppose. Daze. They're dazing the lightning bolt. Force that. And we get a force out of them. Pitching a Brainstorm. So yeah, I think they shuffled away. Or the other daze is like on top of their deck or something. Oh, sure, yeah. All that for nothing. All that to get backdoored through a combo. So I guess Force of Will is probably not bad against this deck anymore. We'll see. I don't want to go down too far on Lightning Bolt because of Tameo. Alright. Solid hand over here. We do need to find double blue. I think I'm good to just hold up Pyroblast and then ponder next turn. Oh, that's strange. They must need to like swamp cycle or something. I don't know. Their mana base is famously kind of rough. Okay, there it goes. All for the Murktide. This is all good enough to keep. Even though it would have been nice to find my second blue. I'm sure it'll come up before long. Alright. Seems like they probably have days. So I don't want to run into days. Strix is too good for that. Even though it would delay Psychic Frog and stuff like that. I guess that's as good a time as any to do that. Alright, now I will play into days. Ponder should be able to find a land next turn, right? I hope so, anyways. Important to note, both bad lands have been wastelanded. Which is kind of what they're there for. So I've fought through these wastelands. If I can establish Volcanic Island as my third land now, that would be great. If they have another wasteland, well, then I'm probably not too upset that they drew that. They haven't been able to establish any engines. It's turn 4. You got to pull yourself together. Blue-black tempo. And then I'll stop you or something. I don't know. Damn. It would have been nice to just naturally hit the land. Now I feel like I have to do something. I'm rolling my eyes so hard right now. Okay, they do have another wasteland. But they don't have double black, so I don't have to fear like Entomb Reanimate. Now can I have a land? Oh my god. If Brainstorm misses... Blowmasters. Okay, thank god. It's not stable red though, so... kind of left asking what I should do. Probably gear up for Murktide Regent. I think they'll have a hard time with that. Do I really put back Pyroblast though? Such a good answer. I think I can put back an Narset and I guess Pyro or maybe Brainstorm. How hard is it going to be to find another land? It shouldn't be. Alright. I like this Unprovoked Bowmasters as well. Reanimate is pretty splashy. Force of Will is kind of whatever. Seems like Brainstorm. Tameo's annoying. Reanimate's there. Don't really want to take Force, but it might be the line here. No, I don't think so. Yeah, let's take Reanimate. Okay, they did not Brainstorm. So I might be able to hold their Brainstorm hostage, or they might be forced to Fatal Push my Orcish Bowmasters, which is a good exchange. I'm not happy about that draw. I could also snap Thoughtseize. They might get a little bit of value on Tameo, but generally that would set it up pretty well, because I don't really want them to force Murktide. It'd be a lot easier if I just had some red mana hanging around still. I could Edict. I don't mind that so much. They might just drop their Bowmasters. Or if they drop Tameo, that's problem solved. If they force, then we've almost ground them out. If they drew another Bowmasters that they cast after I Brainstorm. Okay, cool. They drop Tameo. That is problem solved. Maybe next turn I'll draw a land. They've been avoiding me so far. They drew another Reanimate. Okay, guess we'll replay this turn. They might just Brainstorm right now. Flip Tameo. And if they're dead set on getting an ultimate, then I think that'll be pretty hard for them to do. I'd really like to just find a land, though. That would be nice. Goodness me. Start with this. Hit your Bowmasters. Try and Ponder. Sure, whatever. I guess I just need one. Just one red spell, but then I draw another one. Bit of a cursed game here. Punch a hole with Thoughtseize. Should I bolt the army token? No, I can petty theft that. Oops. If I can just ignore the Fatal Push in their hand. They're just sitting on a Force of Will. They might -3 Tameo, but then that would fall into Bowmasters. They might -3 Tameo so they can hold up Force blue card. But Thoughtseize will break through that. Oh god. Okay. That scared me. I mean, our life total is getting really low. Might not hold on. But also it might. Thoughtseize you. Take Tameo, I think. Yeah. Get those blockers out of the way. Huge Murktide. And hopefully they just have absolutely nothing to say about this. Bounce your army token. Swing in twice and win the game. If they top deck something like Brazen Borrower from here, I'll be so angry. Something needs to go right for us, right? Right? Animate dead. Is that really the best play they had? This doesn't even block. And now I know they don't have forced blue card. Take the heat off. Do I need to attack Tamiyo? I really don't want to, but I think I need to. It's too much card selection. If they just grab reanimate my Strix, that's a blocker. Can trade with Murktide Regent. Draws them a card. It's all bad. Ooh, nice. That should help. Should. Bolt, snap, bolt when all else fails. They spend all their resources beating this Murktide. Alright, we got there. I'm gonna do some jumping jacks before this final game. I haven't really had any time to record this week, and I'm sure you've noticed the commentary in these first two matches has been non-existent. Beautiful day outside. Alright, what do we want to do? For real this time. They are Riskaminator. We want Fatal Push. Toxic Deluge. Another force on the draw. I wish I had another Murktide. Barrowgoyf might not be the most dependable because of Fatal Push, but it also might be. Might be pretty good. Can trim a land on the draw. Trim Narset because it's expensive and hard to defend against the Daze deck. And maybe Opposition Agent. Although the flash threats are really nice. Maybe Psychic Frog. I'll let them be this frog deck, and then we'll just play things that don't lose to Fatal Push. At least not easily. Yep, the sand is good. The mana is stable. We have a check with Strix. We have an answer to Frog. If they pull a Reanimator on us, then that would be unfortunate, but we can't just mulligan until we fight every single angle. That being said, I wouldn't mind top decking Surgical Extraction, just so I have all my bases covered. Or Thoughtseize, so I can pick and choose my battles. A lot of good top decks, just don't give me a land. I sided out one for that reason. Okay, that's not so bad. We'll play around Daze, trying to surveil right now. Although I don't really want to get wastelanded. Getting Murktide in as early as possible I think is good. Psychic Frog. A little trick I like to do is like bolt this thing and then edict it, which I think is our best bet to get through a daze right now. And it's really hard if this thing connects. So we'll try. We could also just top deck Fatal Push or what's it called around it? Red Blast. No luck. All right. Nice. So it worked. We were able to fight through daze with Lightning Bolt. What they could have done is discard 2 cards to Lightning Bolt, retain their daze, and then daze my Edict. I'm glad that didn't happen. And now they're back a land drop. We got Murktide coming up. We can cast Strix now as well, and they'll have to use Bowmasters to remove it. Reanimate Frog. Bowmasters. Brainstorm could have pretty easily come up with a daze, right? If I ponder looking for an answer to this thing, it's not going to be obvious, or it's not going to be the easiest thing to find. Bowmasters doesn't really do the trick either. We're so close to Murktide Regent. I think I just played the Strix out right now. I chose incorrectly. I left up red because Red Blast. There's Red Blast. Can I afford to draw another land after that? Probably, yeah. Might have a pretty good turn next turn. Thoughtseize, Red Blast, Bowmasters, or Thoughtseize, Red Blast, Murktide Regent. Yeah, they're not starting with Bowmasters off the bat. They might not have a way through this Strix. No shuffle. Are they going to reanimate Troll? No, it's worse. Well, kind of. They'll get 1 card, then they'll do that crazy turn I was talking about. And if they can't just straight up can't beat Murktide, then we might be alright. I mean, I wish they discard to make their frog bigger, but wow. I guess I'll take Animate Dead. That Barrowgoyf is such a pain. What the hell do I do about that thing? I can't let them have Entomb Animate Dead. Really giving me a hard time. Do I leave Edict in the yard? Guess being a 7/7 won't matter that much. I guess I can make their Barrowgoyf a little smaller if I just get Strix out, even though it will make Kolaghan's command worse. I'll try it. It's not hopeless. We might find a way through that Barrowgoyf. We just might. But if they just drew a blue card for force, That will be hard. Bolt. We can band together to take it down. But like I said, it's very risky in the face of Force of Will. I feel like odds are pretty good that they'll have a blue card for Force. So maybe I just let this happen the first time. A lot of wild stuff they milled. If they reanimate, this Bolt might deliver me the win. Although, why would they do that when they have Entomb in hand? They put a card on top. So if I Bowmasters, it's just not enough damage. I guess it might be. But like I said, they might have Force blue card. As long as they don't draw land, I guess. Fatal Push. Okay. Well, we know their hand. I can also blank the lifelink, damn it, by bolting my Arca Army token in blocks. And then they'd have to force that to get their lifelink. It could work. I was really hoping to not draw a frickin' land, though. That was like the one thing. Okay. Now what? They didn't force. That never works. That plan never works. They topped something with Undercity Sewers. What was it? Was it Reanimate? It might have been Reanimate, but then they could have reanimated Frog and blocked Murktide Regent. Wow. That was insane. Well, now we're 2-0. And I feel like I've kind of woken up. Okay, we've won the die roll. So we have 2 lightning bolts and a K command. Brainstorm. 3 lands. It's a keep. Opponent taking a mulligan. Poseidon. It's a cool name. They're good on 6. I guess in an emergency I can spin for a brainstorm. Flooded Strand. Tundra. Ocelot Pride. So I'm guessing this is a Guide of Souls deck. That's fine. What if I draw Bowmasters? That'd be so great. Damn it. Well, we don't need to worry about getting dazed again. So why don't I fix this hand up a bit? There's Bowmasters. A little late. Let's go like that. We do need to bolt now because just them connecting with an attack will give them a lot of value. But it is a little unfortunate. Like if they play Guide of Souls next turn, Bowmasters could have taken out Ocelot Pride, but not Guide of Souls. Whereas Bolt will take out Guide of Souls, but I just don't want them getting a free token. Okay, we know they have a Tundra in their hand. think we get a free Strix next turn. We don't have to worry about anything, but maybe we should hold up Bowmasters in case they go. Well, actually, they can't go Guide of Souls, Ocelot, Pride off Basic Island. So yeah, I think we're just good to do the classic Grixis Control move. We can Surveil at end of turn. Edict is not bad. Pondering again. Yeah, imagine if we had hit Bowmasters off the top and had gotten extra value off those ponders. Okay, we still know about a Tundra in their hand. So they probably don't mind having that much. Will I have time for that? I think it's an above average draw. It's also good for demoralizing your opponent. Just keep your surveil every time. Just do it. Thought sees you. Wasteland, that's fine. Take Brainstorm. They're not in great shape. Oops. Ah, crap. No, they could be playing Death Shadow. I didn't attack on purpose. If they win at 1, I deserve it. Okay. They're holding onto that Wasteland. Psychic Frog. So I got Brazen Borrower on top. That's pretty good. Good enough, though. I don't want to have to, like, tie up some of my next turn's mana. Snapcaster Mage. They could have been at 16 right now, which feels way different than 17. If they Wasteland me, I'll still have, like, Snap. I'm just going to Snap Ponder. I think that's a pretty good use of my mana here. Puts more power on board. I'm getting a 2-for-1 around their Force of Will. I'm going to shuffle that. Nice. We'll be grinding them out in no time. Like, shouldn't they have to take a turn off at some point to Prismatic Ending? Maybe not. If they force Bowmasters, I'll have something to do with Kolgon's command. And yeah, maybe they're not very enthusiastic about Wastelanding either. Bowmasters is fine. I prefer they Bowmaster than Prismatic Ending for Kolgon's command reasons. If they put Ending and Wasteland on top of their deck, they might have Force blue card. But if I draw a land, that doesn't matter. I don't. Well, let's see here. Okay, cool. So we know they'll draw Prismatic Ending and Force of Will. Not sure, or I mean, and Wasteland. Not sure in which order. Then we can just kind of grind them out from there. Prismatic Ending confirmed. Can just knock that out of their hand. Oh, they could actually just be attacking first. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll just knock it out of their hand. Alright, we've tracked their hand effectively. They'll probably Wasteland my Undercity Sewers, maybe? Yep. Force of Will is nice. Shuffle that. Very ironic that I shuffled 3 lands, and then I pondered again and shuffled 3 non-lands. Very ironic. Okay, we should be able to pull ahead from here. We'll draw Sepk Command them. Do it again next turn. Via Snapcaster Mage. It's to our benefit if they surveil a card to the top, I think. Unless it's Bowmasters. Okay, it's Wasteland. And who knows what will happen here. Alright, we got Esper Energy. I mean, I'm assuming that Ocelot Pride means that they have Guide of Souls, but we didn't see Guide of Souls. But the 2 usually come in packs. Which also means, well, they probably don't have Organic Discharge. Usually this deck is Esper. We can cut Murktide and Psychic Frog, and unfortunately Barrowgoyf, since they are a swords deck. Trim 1 land. We could probably Blood Moon them. Plague Engineer is good. Toxic Deluge might be the only thing that saves us from a City's Blessing Cat Apocalypse. And then Fatal Push seems good too. We don't need all these Thought Seizes. We probably don't need all these Force of Wills. We probably don't need Nimble Obstructionist either. I like Flash Threats. Maybe I can trade Nimble for Opposition Agent. Can wreak a little more havoc. Ideally, but they're also a swords deck. Yeah, we'll keep Nimble. And I'll keep all 4 forces on the draw. Just because Frog is such a swingy card. This hand is like everything I would want. It would have been a little unfortunate for them to Ocelot Pride on turn 1 there. But we dodged that. And no shuffle. I'm going to pay close attention to their lands. Oh, that was a good draw. See how vulnerable they are to Blood Moon. I'll take that Lightning Bolt. I don't want land number 5, though. Tamiyo. They've got plenty of powerful MH3 cards, it turns out. We have the Bolt. They might have a Brainstorm. We might need to concede them a clue token just to make sure we don't fall into any traps. Not happy about it. Maybe I can petty theft the token. I also want to make sure they don't play a Wasteland. Okay. Psychic Frog, huh? Let's try to force that. Okay, it worked. They made no effort to flip Tamiyo. This is a funny line. No argument. Not stoked about that. Things are not so bad. I mean, our hand is not great. It's basically like Brazen Borrower, Orcish Bowmasters, and a lot of resources. But yeah, they're definitely displaying a lot of weakness for good old Blood Moon. Ah, Chthonian Mightmare. So they could get Psychic Frog back. They didn't daze my petty theft. This is worth trying. It's worth trying because sometimes you might succeed. Alright, they got 3 energy. Bolt. Alright. Hopefully this makes it hard for them to cantrip or do anything. Nothing to be done about that. Unclear if they just drew that or not. If they daze here, it's a little unfortunate. Yeah, they must have just drawn that. There's no way they wouldn't have dazed. My Bowmaster's on Ocelot Pride. They just would have done it. I know this to be true. Okay, they're a little tied up. If I got wastelanded, I think it's still worth it to have a bolt in hand. Because we'll probably draw another land at some point. And now they're going to flood out. Bowmasters is pretty reliable as a removal spell. Okay, that's nice. It's a good way to counter a Chthonian Nightmare. It probably means I should flash in Bowmasters. Well, I have the reach in hand. See what happens if I bolt here. I think I can overload them. They're at 4. I mean, they might have Bowmasters. That can really handle the board. Looks like we got there, though. That's nice. All right, 3-0. Feeling good. All right, here we go. Match number 4. Hand's not exciting, but we have a brainstorm to move some stuff around. So I don't want to sacrifice resources when I don't know what I'm up against. And I can significantly change my hand anyways via brainstorm. Bowmaster is also just a really powerful card. So I don't hate it. Lotus Petal. We might not have much time here. Urza's Saga. Vexing Bauble. That's fine. Alright. Barrowgoyf. Now that's going to be big. We got enchantment, artifact, land, maybe creature, instant, maybe sorcery. I mean, ideally artifact. If they have to use this Lotus Petal to make a construct, they don't. They have Ancient Tomb. I'm sure they have more up their sleeve than just big constructs, but I mean, Barrowgoyf can hang. I think I'll put that in the graveyard. And the Barrowgoyf grows. Not happy about that. If I hit Bolt, I can take out the first construct, which would be pretty nice. Let's just try and get some of these lands away. Okay, Edict is not bad either. I'll definitely be Thought Seizing. Take a little bit of damage. Then hopefully stabilize behind Barrowgoyf. Oh, wow. Yeah, this could be tough. I really want to take Fleshraker and Mystic Forge. They'll get a key, though. So yeah, it's just too dangerous to leave them with that Mystic Forge. Might even be dead on board if they get a Lava Spur Boots. But that would mean they, like, use the Monolith to cast Basalt Monolith, and then, yeah, I don't know. They might not want to do that. They might just want to make a construct and be done with it. Definitely need more stuff in the graveyard, though. Barrowgoyf, not big enough. That helps a little bit. Enchantment, definitely a less common type. It seems like they don't have a land to contribute more. Get that Fleshraker in. Narset, not wild about that draw. Jumping with Barrowgoyf does not sound good. I think I should Edict. If I can somehow discard Narset, that'd be cool. See what they do here. Grim Monolith. Yep. Yep. Alright, gotta do this now. Gotta hope they can't put 5 more artifacts out. Oh, yikes. I mean, that part is kind of nice, but... Paradox Engine. Paradox Engine. If they ever find a source of card advantage, we're doomed. But until then, things are okay. I would really appreciate them drawing a land next turn. Furthermore, this Barrowgoyf is not beating Construct. So do I just need to get Bowmasters in there? I think so. Hopefully I can ambush Fleshraker and just chump Construct. It would be very nice if they, like, drew a land. It's not to be. So all my fetch lands are useless. Don't love that. Thank God they're attacking, though. I need to somehow get Narset in the graveyard. Oh, hold on. Manifold Key, duh. The most busted frickin' artifact of all time. Yeah, it's unblockable. Does a lot more than just the Voltaic Key thing. Alright, we never found a good moment to really settle in there, unfortunately. Consign seems like it'd be insane, though. I know I went back and forth about Infernal Reckoning last time. Yeah, I still don't think it's better than Lightning Bolt here. Meltdown for sure. Plague Engineer is interesting. Death Touch Blocker. Spawn Destroyer. I do think fighting the board should be better than Surgical. Even though that Surgical on the One Ring won us the game, I think. That was weird. We'll go down on Edict. And Cling to Dust. And probably Barrowgoyf. Not quite the right matchup. Our hand was definitely boring. Speaking of which, but Consigned Memory is just so good. And Bowmasters. There's just a lot to like about this hand. We'll always keep Consign up. And they mulliganed once, so... Defense grid. If I don't do this, then it won't be useful for 4 turns anyways, and at that point, what's the point, you know? There is none. That was a good draw. And it almost would have made me think twice about consigning the defense grid. Manifold key. Voltaic key. And another one. This would be a good place for a meltdown. That would really set them back. But for now, we'll just start applying pressure against this Ancient Tomb. Force of Will. Alright. Pull up K command. With so many keys, it becomes important to go after the monolith or whatever it's targeting. But I mean, they can probably just untap it again in response, so instead we're going to go after, since they only have 1 card in hand, we can just go after whatever's in their hand with this K command, which is pretty nice. Unless it's Kozilek's command, that would be pretty annoying. But I'm thinking it won't be. Not the most exciting thing to do on an open board. I mean, maybe, I don't know. You discard. If I destroy this artifact, does it do anything? They'll still have 4 mana. What if I deal 2? That might actually be meaningful. I should probably just hit the monolith, I think. No. I'm going to go with my first reaction. Alright, we prevented a 1 ring from entering, which is quite good. If we can just hit a blue card, I'll be feeling pretty safe. Lightning Bolt. Keep that. Can we dodge a turn? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, now I need them to tap Ancient Tomb. There we go. It is rather strange to face Karnforge Ring twice in the same league. I wonder if it did well recently. It is one of the fastest combo decks. Alright, well, on the draw, I don't know if I want 3 Thoughtseizes. But I guess it wouldn't be that crazy to have them set up for 1 turn, right? We definitely have all our blue cards. I shouldn't be too concerned with their creatures. Constructs, we don't want to 1-for-1 them. Fleshraker, we're keeping in all our bolts, for sure. Nothing's really calling to me. Except surgical. As long as Ponder finds land, I feel like. Or even if it doesn't. Even if I just can get one more land and a meltdown. That's usually pretty good. Inventor's Fair, Lotus Petal, Vexing Bauble, okay. And nothing. Okay. Yep, we'll be leaving that up. Their mana is also impacted. I don't like fighting over their mana. All this stuff is fine. We're going to hit the payoff. That one. And hope they don't have another one right away. Alright, how about a land? No? I think I need to brainstorm. I just have so many bad cards. But if I miss, that's a disaster. So I guess I'll ponder. Alright. Hope they don't Inventor's Fair right away. I want to try and grab it with Opposition Agent. Or if they have to activate their Vexing Bauble because they need a Lotus Petal or something, I don't know. Okay, City of Traders. What's the payoff? Ah, shoot. I was really hoping to clip that. The One Ring, can they cast that? No, okay. Well, I have a chance to do something, right? Do I Brainstorm or Surveil? I think I Brainstorm. Because if I hit Meltdown, which I do, I'll want to cast it. Do I keep a Bolt around too? I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to Meltdown for 2. Maybe I put back 1 Bowmasters. I know they're F6'd. They probably wanted to crack Vexing Bauble. All right. That's 4-0. With Barrowgoyf. So far, the only thing that Barrowgoyf has done in this league is get defeated in round 2, though. So hopefully, match 5, I get to show off Barrowgoyf. But I feel like this is pretty classic for my videos whenever I try to showcase a cool card. All right, here we are in the finals, fighting for a trophy with a fine hand. Got some fixing and a force of will. Bowmasters is strong. Kolaghan's Command is strong. We have 2 Brainstorms, so we don't mind pitching 1 to force. But not entirely sure what we could be up against, of course. Lorien Revealed, unfortunately, cannot get a Badlands. But I have a feeling we'll probably want to get Underground Sea. Opponent's good on 7. Flooded Strand. Activate. Basic Island. Ponder. No shuffle. What could this be? Let's grab Underground Sea. Okay, don't mind that. I might even give up on some information here. Well, nah. We need more information. I'm not going to brainstorm and try and hit Thoughtseize and then get basic Swamp because I might put the wrong cards back. It'd be nice to know a little bit more before proceeding. Mountain. Wow. Okay. Well, in that case, I feel pretty safe throwing in Bowmasters. This might be Jeskai Control. Brainstorm, sure. It's not Grixis Control, because the Flooded Strand gives that away. It might be Sneak and Show. Cling to Dust. Now I do kind of want to spin for Thoughtseize. We don't hit. And how good is Lightning Bolt going to be? I'll keep it in orbit. Okay, I don't think it's Sneak and Show. Tundra. Okay. Yeah, seems like Jeskai to me. Not sure which version of Jeskai. Could be Jeskai Jam, as I like to call it. Prismatic Ending. It's a good exchange for us. So I think what I'll do now is Cling, Lorien Revealed, get that Badlands, and then Surveil. Bin that. Narset. Alright, let's attack. See if that baits anything out. No. How about this? Probably didn't mind losing that Supreme Verdict. I'm gonna fight back. Cool. Take a Thoughtseize. See what's going on. Double Narset, dress down. Well, guess I'll take one of the Narsets and start grinding through it. Kind of rough. But yeah, I think we can play around dress down as long as we don't fire like a Snapcaster Mage into it or anything crazy like that. But they do get a Narset. Are they going to use Prismatic Ending on this army token? So Bowmasters was a nice 2-for-1. I can still draw a card with Cling to Dust on their turn. Bolt is nice. What do I want after that? I don't know if I'll need more Kolaghan's Command. I might just want Ponder to sculpt. Yeah, okay. Gotta play around that dress down. Get Strixen through that dress down. They're still underneath Narset, which is pretty impactful. We can also trade 1-for-1 on dress down if, like, they are forced to... Oh, back to basics. Nasty. So... let's brainstorm. We miss. Guess we can ponder next turn. But yeah, our mana's pretty cramped right now. Are they just going to cycle dress down right now? Because then Snapcaster gets pretty good, but it's also going to be hard to do from a mana perspective. I think it's just better than Waterlogged Teachings, though. And we still get to push damage. Scalding Tarn, yep. We want that. Still need one more basic to really get operational. But also flashing in Snapcaster Mage is pretty solid. Just to attack with, you know. It's kind of a lot of damage. But yeah, we're really on the lookout for basic swamp here. Our mana's gonna be so cramped. Let's just get this in. Okay, they didn't fall for the reflexive dress down. I didn't expect them to. Another black card. If I can just get one more attack in. And I almost don't want to bolt before that, because then they might blow a removal spell on one of these creatures that don't really matter. This must be Supreme Verdict. Yeah, it's a little rough. But we have Reach in hand. We just need a black source. Doesn't even need to be basic swamp at this point. I'll take anything. Brainstorm. It's worth it. Okay. No blue card for force. So do I put it back? Seems kind of weird. Cling definitely. And Edict. I could... play Bowmasters right now while they're tapped out, so I can get my creature in. I don't know what else I'd need. Get this in around dress down. What's this? 4th Aerlingus? Yep. Couldn't stop that one. Attacking Narset. So they don't want to introduce the initiative, or the monarchy into the game. I could double block and save Narset, but then we'll probably just lose Narset the following turn. So I guess I'll just let this happen. It's not like their draws aren't unpunished per se. Alright, a red source would be great. Thoughtseize. Can I do that? I don't think they'll force in response. I could also Kolaghan's Command. Get back Snapcaster Mage, just keep threatening them. I want this blue card for force as well. Okay. Just need to survive. They'll probably try and hold up Dress Down. Sword is good. Patient attack. Okay. I don't see the point in just absorbing 1 point of damage there. Brainstorm. Just gotta hope I sculpt to something that can win here. Or they sculpt to something that doesn't beat my force backup. But the combination of Thoughtseize, Bolt You, back it up with force, it seems really hard to not work. I don't know. Especially if they have to do it with 2 cards. But they don't shuffle. They have Tamiyo. Last card's probably Dress Down, but we'll check. Nimble Obstructionist. Okay. All right. So they have 4th Aerolingus, which does make it seem kind of like Jeskai Jam, as I like to call it. I only have 2 Red Blasts. I've never been softer to this matchup in my life. Which is a little scary, because we're playing for a trophy. I guess if they're playing Tamiyo, do I want Fatal Push? I don't know. I think 4 bolts is good enough. And then we can probably cut Barrowgoyf, unfortunately, and Murktide Regent. I also like trimming a land in this matchup. So what? Do I bring in play? I'll take Opposition Agent. It has Flash. Consign to Memory. Probably not good enough for this matchup. Can't think of much to go after with it. Blood Moon, obviously not great when they're already dedicated to trying to play with back to basics and all that. Although after that performance, they might side them out, but I hope not. Hope they keep them. We start getting into weird stuff like Plague Engineer, which is okay against 4th Aerolingus. I guess I could just leave in all my Force of Wills. I'm on the draw. Psychic Frog is not great either, being a card that's particularly weak to Swords to Plowshares. I think this is what I've got. I don't want Toxic Deluge. They're playing Supreme Verdict and stuff like that. On the play, I might think more about just having threats. But yeah, let's go like this. This hand is good. Plenty of things to do. Plenty of cards that will give them not good trades unless they use Supreme Verdict. And even then, it's not really all that great for them since Baleful Strix draws a card. And Bowmasters ideally at least did 1 point of damage. Island Go. No Tamiyo, that's a relief. Red Blast. We only have 2, but it showed up for us in our time of need. It's a beautiful thing. And there's the other one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we want every spell we can get here. We'll have to find a way to fight 4th Aerolingus. Brainstorm is good. They must already have a fetch land in hand. Or not. Okay, this is a scenario where I don't think I want to cast Strix. If they Red Blast it, that wouldn't be that great. I think we can easily find a place where, or maybe they're just Brainstorm locked. I mean, they did hit a land, but they don't have any white mana. And they have to force my Bowmasters. There's Force. That will help. It's also rare to have irrelevant Kolaghan's command so early. But yeah, I can just have them discard and also pick up my Bowmasters. Prismatic Ending. So yeah, they had some white cards. Ponder. Start there. I might be able to use Undercity Sewers in a cool way. Yeah. I don't want to run Bowmasters into a dress down. Okay, they found white. It's a little rough. Now I'll run Bowmasters into dress down. Resolves. I assume it will hit swords right now, but that leaves us with a 1/1. If we're pushing damage, we're pretty happy. Now we get a Brazen Borrower, which puts us in a pretty incredible play pattern of interacting if we have to, or just deploying even more pressure if we don't have to. Although now they have double white. How many Supreme Verdicts are they really going to have, though? Don't think they'll have that many. Okay. Having to Pyroblast Brazen Borrower, probably not what they wanted to do. How about Ponder? Okay. I'll shuffle. Nice. Narset. That's the good one. And we can back it up with Pyroblast. Counter target blue spell. Cool. Now we don't have to worry about a Pyroblast on our Narset. They're tapped out of red. We're in there. Get a Lorien revealed. I don't want to tap out a Pyroblast. But we can make a land drop next turn. The grind is going exceedingly well for us. We're up 2 cards in hand to them. We're behind 1 land drop, but we also have 2 creatures and a very relevant static hate piece. I think this trade is fine. Yeah, I'm not going to force that. Force is kind of only for 4th Aerlingus here. No, I don't want to extend too far into Supreme Verdict. I'm fine dealing 2 a turn. I don't want to abandon my position. We shuffled away a Lightning Bolt. We haven't seen any bolts yet. Things might be getting a little rough for them. They've been Narset. That's interesting. I wonder why. Yes. And that's good for them. I wasn't expecting much when I fired up the league today. I was kind of tired. I'm sure you all could have told from the first two matches there. And of course, just like every time I try to showcase a card, I don't think we did anything with Barrowgoyf, just like the RAL video. But I mean, trophy's a trophy, so I should probably show it off. What else cool happened? It's just kind of classic Grixis Control. I mean, the matchups were a little unconventional. I mean, Jeskai Control is a classic of Legacy, and so is Karnforge Ring at this point. I guess I got to show off the hot new blue-black Riskaminator. Max Dorshin just beat the Legacy Challenge on Sunday with this deck, so I'm glad I was able to show that matchup off. Yeah, Esper Energy is cool. I think overall, though, we faced a lot of favorable stuff, and I still really want to see how Barrowgoyf does against Eldrazi. So, yeah, I'll keep messing around. And until then, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time.